Hello, everybody. I'm Larry Ridley. You're tuned in to the NFL on EA Sports. Some serious pride on the line in this contest as these two divisional rivals take the field together for the first time this season. Almost a playoff atmosphere surrounding the game between these two bitter opponents. It's the Cowboys going up against the Redskins.
All right, Larry, we are due east from our nation's capital at FedEx Field in Landover, Maryland. Just a few moments ago, it was the Redskin defense being introduced, and the largest cheers went for their Pro Bowl cornerback, Josh Norman, as he and his guys get set to do battle with the Dallas Cowboys. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Charles, we look at this Redskin team as they interplay here. They come in off a loss in the season opener, which doubled as the home opener.
And when you lose that way, at home, season opener, it almost feels like two losses. So it's a big fight to get yourselves ready to go to play the next week.
Meanwhile, for the visitors here, the Cowboys, they too were losers last week, so they're also hoping to get back in the win column.
Something's got to give in this one, right? Both teams want to start a new streak, and they both want it to be a victory. This should be a fun one.
Two clubs here, each looking to rebound from a Week 1 loss as we're underway on EA Sports. This will be fielded on the back line of the end zone. So out comes the Redskins offense now onto the field. They'll be led out by the veteran quarterback out of Michigan State. The former Spartan, it's Kirk Cousins.
Forget the measurables. His temperament, which is so even-keeled, often masks a burning desire to win and perform. This guy takes it seriously when he lines up to play, and usually he puts on a nice performance.
They go play action here on first down. Josh Doxson's got it complete. And he takes this one just shy of midfield all the way to the 49. That one goes for 24 yards.
They've got good playmakers on the offensive side of the ball. I don't know what happened last week to really hurt their performance and hold down their production, but I would dare say that this week in practice, there's a lot of talk about how they're going to increase their proficiency.
And that was a good start getting the playmakers involved. You mentioned that to me pregame. That's what they did there.
Yeah, I think a lot of people think the coaching staff really gets on them, and that's how they motivate them. Most of these guys are self-motivated. They have a lot of pride in their performance.
That hold coming from the middle of the line, the center.
And it's difficult for him because sometimes you've got people right over you, and as soon as you snap it, trying to get your hands up and block them, you can be a little bit late getting it done.
Now Cousins. Doxson with a grab over the middle. And he'll get up near the 45. They'll spot it at the 44. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up second down. Second down now after the pass completion. Cousins. And Davis with it left side. And he'll be brought down just shy of midfield at the 49-yard line. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a third down. I think defensively you're okay with that. You're in the first quarter. He's going to get some catches, but they rallied to him quickly.
And that's what you count on, and I like what you just said.
And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack. David Irving. He's the one that gets him down. It'll be a loss of 5, and it'll bring up fourth down. He probably feels like he cannot get a break. He was sacked 7 times last week. And here we go again in the first quarter.
And we always talk about the internal clock of a quarterback in the pocket and how he has to have a real keen sense of it in order to get rid of the football. After being sacked 7 times last week, that clock has been sped up.
They begin the drive with Pumphrey, and he's going to lose yardage here, back to his own 18. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up second down.
And that's why you see so many teams play a 3-4 defense, because that set gives you a lot of flexibility about where to bring pressure from, and it's hard for an offense to pick it up. Left side, right side, up the middle, especially with some really flexible linebackers.
And they're behind the sticks here a bit now, dealing with a 2nd and 12. Here's Prescott. This one complete to Curtis Samuel. And they're going to get this one all the way out across the 45. He got 29 yards that time.
Of course, the catch was nice, but how about what happened after? Able to stay on his feet and gain all that additional yardage. So many of these slot guys, I think, have running back in their background.
Now the first carry for Ezekiel Elliott. Trying to find a lane, but instead he'll get back to the line of scrimmage and no more. Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down. So they're still at the original line of scrimmage here. 2nd down and 10. And they'll send the tight end in motion left. On 2nd down, Elliott. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll set up a 3rd down. And on the outside, they're playing press coverage. Prescott. He finds his target, Fuller. And he'll be taken down, but not before getting this inside the 30. And they're able to convert on 3rd with a solid gain of 23. Clock running under a minute to go in a scoreless first quarter. Play clock winding down.
Delaying game, offense.
So that'll back him up 5.
Still 1st down.
So now 1st and 15. And he'll give it here to his running back. And he will cross the 30 down to the 29-yard line. He'll get 3 of those penalty yards back here, leaving him with a 2nd and 12. And here comes play number 6 on this drive.
Partner, we know today's NFL is really built around the guy throwing the football. But these short runs, they still pay dividends because they can take their toll on a defense, and they can add up as the game goes along. You control the clock, you control the ball, and that way you often control the game. Brandon, it looked like he had his hands on it for a moment, but let's face it, that was going to be a tough catch all the way because of the presence of the defense right there as he was trying to haul it in.
Yeah, nice job to force the incompletion. On 3rd down, it's Prescott. Got his target, Samuel. And he is into the end zone for a Cowboy touchdown.
I think if you polled defensive backs, they would say the corner route, take that out, make it illegal, because that is so hard to recognize and so hard to adjust because your first move is to not get beat in the middle of the field, and that's how they move you first before they break off to the corner.
But then as the wide receiver, great job. It's tough to turn those upfield and go, but he did a great job with it there.
Really good balance, really good body control, and how about the end result? A touchdown.
Bailey now to kick this one away. This will be fielded on the back line of the end zone. They'll come up now with the clock showing 3 seconds to go here in the first. Now a play fake here on first down. And he is going to wind up losing yardage here, as that will take us to the end of the first quarter of play. But they face a 2nd and long to start things out. Cousins to throw it. Crowder's got it over the middle. And all the way down to the 42.
Personal foul, roughing the passer, defense.
So a little extra on top of the big play there.
It's tough for guys rushing the passer, but you have to know when the ball is gone. And if you listen, officials will tell you ball's gone. He didn't pull up.
They run it here. Where? And only a yard this time as he's taken down right around the 26.
Well, they didn't get a whole lot out of that one, but I think you've got to continue to try and run and try and keep the defense honest.
You mean or else they'll just sit back, dare you to throw it on every down?
Yeah, you get your quarterback hit a lot that way, too.
Now a 2nd down throw for Cousins. Rush coming, and he's taken down.
I'm starting to feel for that quarterback back there. I mean, you know me. Normally, don't have a lot of empathy for the QB, right? In this case, definitely. He's been on constant duress this entire game. I don't know how he's surviving back there.
And to think, there's still a long way to go in this football game. Well, he's caught on the sideline, but he's not going to have a first down. They say he was out of bounds, so a big call there. That brings up 4th. A 3rd down, he tried to stay in bounds, did all he could. He caught it, but was led a little bit too far.
Yeah, and that's always difficult, isn't it? Because you know half of your body is trying to stay behind while the other half is reaching out, trying to catch the football. The top half works, it was the bottom half.
So plenty of leg, but it's the accuracy there that lets him down.
Yeah, he hit it really well. I think this might have been good from 55, but you'll see it just conk off that upright, and they're denied a chance at 3 points.
And now Dallas gets set to take the field. After the missed kick, they're in really good position. They'll begin this drive at the 39 now. Now Prescott. He's going to air it out for Dorsett. That's caught inside the 20. Touchdown, Cowboys. Philip Dorsett, his first touchdown here of the new campaign. And the Cowboys are able to show off their quick strike ability. And he showcased his blazing speed on that one.
Was he wearing football cleats or track spikes? Because he was gone. Big-time play, and just think about what that does if you're a receiver on the team with him. Well, that's got to open things up for you as well, because if I'm a defense, I've got to get back deeper and deeper in order to keep him in front. But I'm not sure how many can actually keep him in front with that speed.
Bailey now to kick this one away. That's fielded in the end zone. Oh, he shifts past him. And, oh, a big collision there. He's hit and knocked backward. So out now come the Redskins. And they've got to be a little bit frustrated about that last drive. Missed field goal.
Always hurts a team because, you know, you've put something out there, you've given yourself a chance, you're in range, and the ball doesn't go through the post.
Now the hit comes, and Cousins lost the football.
On plays like this where the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back. Because this is the quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from him. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
So he loses 3 yards there. Now 3rd down.
We just saw another example of how the defense is winning this game. Really at the point of attack, the offensive line is just getting pushed around. I think now as a play caller, you got to give them a little bit of help. Maybe you keep your tight ends a little bit more. Maybe the running backs help you a little bit with the pass blocking. But you've got to help them get some confidence because you can't abandon the play calling right now.
And he got a little aggressive too early.
And he did, wanting that quick takeoff as the ball was snapped, but I think sometimes those big guys on offense, they're pretty cagey too, right? They make those little sudden moves or those little subtle moves that get you to jump.
Well, this is taken in. It's complete. And all the way to the opposite 49-yard line. It's a big play there for the Redskins on third down. 42 yards. So the defense blitzed. A nice job picking that up, completing the pass.
And how in sync was the quarterback in his center on that play? They saw the blitz, made the appropriate calls, got the line engaged because now they know there are going to be extra guys coming at the quarterback, so they got their assignments down pat and kept them away from him, and he's able to step up in the pocket and fire one now for a really good strike. No gain on that run, and while this team is down, they're not out of it by any stretch of the imagination. Maybe you just have to think about different style of running in order to get this guy going.
On the ground, this is Ware. And he's going to be stopped up at about the 47-yard line. Back-to-back 1-yard runs here, so that leaves him with a third down and 8. The Redskins on third down, just 1 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 8. Working out of the gun, Cousins. Caught right side, it's Snead. And he's going to have the first down yardage as he's down at about the 30-yard line. So a minute 56 to play in this first half. Back to FedEx Field following this short break. Cousins on first down. And the tip there altered the ball flight, and it falls incomplete. It'll be second down. He's a second-round pick, a solid second-round pick. But when you're close to that first round, do you come in with a little chip on your shoulder?
You definitely do, because now your money's not the same. But even more than that, it's the prestige. Everyone wants to be a first-round pick, and he thought his talent demanded that. And I do know some teams in the league that first-round grades on him.
Really, it's a solid draft class from a year ago. They were able to address some key weak spots on their team and fill in some holes.
And they were able to identify the players they wanted early in the process. Got a little bit of luck as some guys may have fallen to them. But for the most part, knew their philosophy and stuck to it.
On third down, that's Thompson. And he'll have the first down, getting this one to the 14-yard line. It's a gain of 11 yards that time, and it produces a new set of downs.
That's quite a spot there for his first carry of the game, but obviously they had plenty of faith in him, didn't they?
No question about it. And here, why not go with the fresh legs? Able to push forward, pick up that first. Out to the left here to Reed. And he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the 11. The completion good for 3, and it's second down.
I think it's okay there. They didn't get a whole lot on that play, but it's nice to have a safety valve that's built like this guy. Big target, guy you can spot pretty easily. Put it on him when your other targets aren't open.
They'll run it now out of the gun. Showed off the juke, but still corralled shy of the 5 at the 6-yard line. And prior to this 3rd and 2 play, we're going to get a timeout call, as the clock shows 50 seconds to play here in half number 1. Cousins on 3rd and 2. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. DeMarcus Lawrence able to disrupt yet another pass play. His 3rd sack of the afternoon. Now the defense going to use the first of their timeouts. So as they take it over, we step aside. And now following that timeout, the defense back out onto the field. So out comes the field goal team now for the second time here today. And the 13-year man puts it through, and they will get themselves on the board here at 14-3. So they get 3. They were hoping for 6, an unlucky number 13 play drive.
Well, you go to the sideline after putting 3 points on the board, happy, but you wanted to be ecstatic. You wanted to have 6 on the board. On the opposite sideline, though, the defense, I think they're high-fiving each other, only giving up 3 after letting them run that much offense.
And now Dallas gets set to take the field. And we'll see how this is played. Offensively, they've got the lead. Not a whole lot of time left. What do you think, Charles?
Well, it's tempting to try and add to your lead, but a mistake there, that could change things in a big way. I say go ahead, take the knee, get on out for the half.
First down throw for Prescott. He's going to air it out for Dorsett. It's caught inside the 25. And now before this first down play, we're going to get a timeout here, as they'll stop it with 27 seconds remaining here in the second quarter. So they're operating in the red zone. From the red zone now, Prescott. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off by Jalen Collins.
Brandon, this is why golfers do their best to never count a score in their head before the ball goes in the cup. This looked like a slam dunk for points on this drive, didn't it? Instead, they throw an interception, and they're going to come away empty.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And the hole closes quickly. He gets it across the 35 to the 36-yard line. Now Washington going to use the second of their 3 timeouts, as they'll stop it with 14 seconds to go in this first half. Second down, Cousins. And that one got tipped, kind of threw everything off. It brings up third.
But one thing that I've liked defensively is that they've shown them a lot of different looks here in the first half. They've come after them. They've sat back. I think that's what you need to do to keep an offense guessing.
And they certainly have kept them on their toes. That's why they haven't had much success on the scoreboard. Now Cousins, caught on the right side, Reed. And he'll bring it up here to right at the 40-yard line.
Personal foul, roughing the passer, defense.
They stopped him shy of the marker, thought they were bringing up 4th down, and then that penalty.
Let's face it, they thought they had bent, but could absorb that, right? Instead, they broke as a result of their own penalty.
Final play of the half, Cousins. And this will be incomplete. 1 second left to go.
Right up to that point, I was about to say he's had a pretty good half catching the football, but let's just be honest about it. He should have caught that one.
And he knows that. That was one right in his breadbasket and one he normally catches. To throw is Cousins. On the catch, it's Crowder. And he's going to be taken down, but not before reaching the 15-yard line. Now, you folks don't know what you're missing. You're missing Larry Ridley. Ready to get back, though, to this Week 2 matchup. Let's get to it. Fielded about a yard deep. And he'll wind up getting an extra couple yards here for his trouble, as he'll bring this one out to the 27. Dak and the Cowboy offense heading back onto the field. And he's had some time to chew on that interception he threw on his last drive back in the first half.
Well, normally we say, want to get him right back out on the field and play again, right? But as you mentioned, had the halftime, had to stew about it a little bit. Maybe he'll have a chance to relax a little and kind of laugh and chuckle and let it go.
He'll hope to respond positively here to start the third quarter. And his first carry, he loses the football. And fortunately for him, he's able to get it back, but it will be a loss on the play.
All I can say about this play is that someone's living right. I mean, he's trying to gain yardage, trying to get upfield. Ball comes free. What's that panic that we've talked about oftentimes that you feel when you lose the ball?
You can sense it.
Oh, you can sense it, and somehow he got to it and was able to recover it for his squad.
A second down throw for Prescott. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up third down. Well, the numbers have been good in the passing game, and certainly a big reason why they have the lead. But now here, third quarter, maybe go to the run game a little more?
Yeah, perhaps. I mean, after that incompletion, a little credit to the defense for shutting them down on that play. Maybe you try and run the football a little bit more in this spot. But they have to feel good about how they've been throwing it overall. But no second guessing the call here. It was third and long, so throwing the football was probably the smart play to try and pick it up. But they don't get it, and now the defense goes off the field feeling pretty good about themselves, gaining some momentum as they force them into a likely punting situation.
And this is away. It's a high kick, and he got all of it. Now it's Crowder. And now running right through it. They'll call that a 61-yard punt. He got all of that one. And it'll be Redskins football now with a 1st and 10. Here's Kirk Cousins now, the centerpiece of our player spotlight. What can they do now, Charles, to make sure this highlight montage doesn't continue to show more pressure and pressure and pressure?
You feel like it always comes back to leverage, don't you? Who is going to win that battle of the offensive and defensive lines? Low man wins. We talk about that, but we think about it in a running game. Well, guess what? The same thing happens when you're trying to pass protect. Are you low? Are you balanced? Are you in a position where the pass rush won't bowl you over on their way back to the quarterback? They've got to reestablish that in order to try and keep their man upright.
Because they have been bowled over a lot so far in this one. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And they finally do get him, but not before he reaches the 27. Big yardage that time for the Redskins. 52 yards.
Similar to a slant, it's all about timing when you're throwing a crossing route. Quarterback and receiver have to be in sync, and when they put it on them just right and catch it full speed, running through a defense, can often result in a big pickup of yardage.
And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up 2nd down. On 2nd down, Cousins again. And he finds the tight end, Reed. That throw good for only a couple. It brings up 3rd down.
An ex-teammate used to tell me all the time, I hate experienced quarterbacks because no matter what, you really can't hide what you're doing. And I think that right there, he knew right away where the blitz was coming from, where his primary guy was going to be, and he ended up going to a secondary target for a nice game.
I was just going to ask you, that wasn't the primary target. He's so good at that, isn't he?
I think he knew right away that he wasn't going to get to his primary guy. I think he read that as soon as he got to the line of scrimmage, knew where the pressure was going to come from, and said, I know how to beat that, and that's what he did.
And now inside the red zone, the offense will operate. They'll come out in the pistol. On the run, it's Ware. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Redskins. Spencer Ware, his first touchdown of the new season. And the Redskins are able to make this a close game again. Solid job up front. Really just a solid job all the way around to get that one in.
Yeah, that was well executed, wasn't it? Well blocked, well run. End result, 6 points.
Touchdown. And he will find the end zone again. So he gets the touchdown and the 2-point conversion. And that'll cut this deficit down a little bit further. Fielded about a yard deep. And now Dallas gets set to take the field. Certainly want to avoid what they had to do last possession. That was punt the football, because this game's starting to tighten up.
In a basketball sense, you think about taking a little bit of the air out of the ball, right? Maybe milk some clock, limit the possessions. In this case, they might want to do the same thing, but control the game offensively. Put together some first downs, put together a drive, and keep it away from them.
Looking to throw. Prescott. Throw left side complete. That's Fuller. A really nice gain of 25 yards. And quickly, they get to the line. They'll put Fuller in motion right. First down carry by Elliott. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. They give him 13 yards there on the play and a fresh set of downs.
Well, he does it at a high level, doesn't he? Because when I watch him, I think of his vision. Straight ahead, peripheral, also has that sense of where holes are going to be before they actually open. I think that helps set him apart from many of the other backs in the league.
They keep on the ground with Elliott. Open space inside the 10. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Cowboy touchdown. Ezekiel Elliott, his first touchdown here of the new campaign. And the Cowboys will extend their lead.
Well, partner, that was another explosive run. And one thing I've learned in our time in this game, yes, the offensive line has to get a lot of credit, but for big runs to occur, the wide receivers have to block well downfield.
And then you have to have a good guy carrying the ball too, right?
Oh, without a doubt. You need that difference maker lugging the rock.
Bailey now to kick this one away. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And he will be brought down here at about the 17-yard line. A look at Washington as they come onto the field. I guess they have to feel a little gratified to at least get on the board last time, but still work to do.
No doubt about it. I wonder now if they're going to try to increase the urgency a little bit, maybe pump up the pace, maybe go 2 minute. Who knows? Let's see what they decide to do.
They'll run now with Ware. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be second down.
No gain on that run, and while the team is down, there's still time to come back and win the football game. If I'm the offensive coordinator, though, I've got to think about moving at a faster pace and maybe opening things up a little bit and throwing it a little bit more.
They run again with Ware. And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. They'll lose a yard, and it brings up third.
But if these guys are going to chop into that deficit, they got to do a much better job in the run game. Caught behind the line of scrimmage, no yardage to be found.
The Redskins on third down. They've had good success, 5 for 8 to this point. This is 3rd and 11. From the gun, here's Cousins. And he will go down, a Cowboys sack.
This has been a tough one for this offensive line. It appears almost like they've been on roller skates this entire game, the way they've been pushed around. 6 sacks given up in this one.
Here's Tressway now, standing about a yard deep in his own end zone. He steps into this one, and this is a rocket. That's taken on the 25. Great blocking, nearly sprung him there. 28-yard return. And the Cowboys are going to take over in great position here with a 1st and 10. And now Dallas gets set to take the field. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline. Because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
And he'll be taken down, but not before getting this inside the 30. That burst good for 20 and a 1st down.
Sometimes those lines that are drawn on a grease board or in a playbook, they come to life out on the field, don't they? And we just saw down that outside handoff to the right.
That right tackle, he gets excited for that call, doesn't he?
He does, because he just wants to dominate his guy and say, listen, I was the point of attack. I took care of business. That's why you're able to get downfield and add all those yards to your total.
Yeah, really nice gain there. It's the Cowboys with the football. They'll be looking to tack on to their lead as we get set for the 4th. So it'll be 1st down here after the run. Now a handoff, running off tackle right. And they get to him quickly here as he stopped right around the 13. pistol. Here's Elliott. And this play goes nowhere. Losing yardage back to the 15. He lost 2 there, and it's 3rd down.
Brandon, it's clearly a running situation when you're up in the 4th quarter. They're going to have to stack the box and make it difficult for them to move the ball.
Made it very difficult right there. Now they need to repeat that effort.
Yeah, bring 7, 8, 9, whatever it's going to take to slow them down.
The Cowboys on 3rd down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 10. They play fake to Elliott. Now Prescott. And it's caught. And out of bounds just shy of the end zone at the 1. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
Now that's a big pickup right there, and so often we focus on how the quarterback's faking on play action. How about everyone being in on the deal and picking it up?
2nd and 3rd levels, you could see them trying to recover. They bit. Worked out offensively. They'll try to run it in with Elliott. And this will result in him losing yardage back to the 3. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd down. The 4th quarter here, they've got the lead. They want to keep it on the ground. That's what they're doing.
Smart football. Keep the clock grinding. Keep it going. But you got to figure now, they're going to see more people stacked up at the line of scrimmage as they try and bleed it out.
Now a handoff looking right. And he's going to get this back to the 3-yard line and no further. No gain on the play there. They're going to need to come up with something better here on 3rd and goal. 2 straight shots on the ground. Now on 3rd, do you go to the air?
I think the possibility exists, and if you're doing it, you're probably going play action since you ran it twice. But I often think that 2nd down is a time you go play action and throw the ball. I say commit to the run and think about it being 4-down territory.
Fighting through, and he will fight his way into the end zone for a Cowboy touchdown. Ezekiel Elliott with 2 touchdowns on the season, both in this game. And the Cowboys will add on to their lead.
Well, they decided to run it in and got it done on 3rd and goal. A lot of times that's a passing play.
And the kicker, this has to come out for the PAT. He can breathe a sigh of relief as well, right?
Although I don't know if he's really breathing a sigh of relief. I think he likes to put 3 points on his ledger.
Bailey now to kick this one away. That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll get this back to just the 20 with a penalty marker down. Let's see what this is about.
Personal foul. Face mask. Defense.
Well, we looked at each other right away. We knew that flag was coming out.
And I always enjoy the conversation post because officials always tell you, I don't want to throw the flag, but you caused the play. You did it. I had to.
Now flags will come in. I think this one's going to be on the defense for jumping.
Encroachment. Defense.
Jumpy on the right side of the line.
Sometimes when you're on the end, a little bit farther away from the ball, any type of movement will get you to jump, and that's exactly what happened there.
From the shotgun, it's Cousins. Brought in left side by Snead. And he'll get up to the 43-yard line. Call it a gain of 3, and it'll be a 2nd down.
And when you're playing a quarterback with some experience and some moxie, you enter the danger zone when you decide to blitz him, because if he's able to diagnose as he did on that play, he can hurt you downfield.
He reads defenses so well, doesn't he?
He really does, and the best part about that play for him, I don't think that was his pride.
And a big loss here as he's taken down. David Irving in there with pressure yet again, and that's the 7th time they've dropped him here this afternoon. Offensively, they're going to have to figure this out before next week. 7 sacks in one game.
Yeah, and that's more than any quarterback should have to bear. And if this continues on, there will be another quarterback in the game because no one can stand up to this week after week.
And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. The completion good for only 6, and that'll bring up 4th.
That's certainly playing down and distance very well by the defense, isn't it? Take whatever you want underneath by all means.
A critical one here if they're going to have any shot at this thing. So they'll go for it on 4th down. Got to try it here. He's back to throw. Pass incomplete, but the flag in the backfield, and this might be a roughing call.
Personal foul. Roughing the passer. Defense.
Forcing the incomplete pass on 4th down and then roughing the passer.
Your offense was ready to roll, ready to get out on the field and take over. Instead, self-inflicted. Now they have to stay on the field and play.
Cousins now from the 50. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out. Incomplete. Another wayward pass. You know, things started out poorly in this game, and to be frank, they just really haven't gotten much better.
And all that does is embolden a secondary. They feel good about what's going on, and they just play better and better.
Throwing is Cousins. And Davis with it left side. And he's brought down. Cousins now to throw on 1st down. And this one complete to Reed. And he'll work it inside the 30 to the 29-yard line. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch. Time for a break. We'll come back to wrap this one up after this. So it's Redskin football here as we welcome you back. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. They'll throw again. Cousins ducks him with a grab over the middle. 9 yards on the pickup there, and it keeps the drive alive. Now they got to get to the line quickly. From the red zone now, Cousins. And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack. Demarcus Lawrence. Who else? He's in there for his 4th sack of the afternoon. Cousins now on 2nd down. And the pressure gets to him again. Demarcus Lawrence in there to drop him for his 5th sack of the year. 3rd and long for Cousins. Under pressure again, and down he goes again. Now before they run this 4th down play, we're going to get a timeout as they stop it prior to what will be an important 4th down. Desperation time. Cousins on 4th down. And this is going to be incomplete. They had to go for it with such little time remaining that it would appear the Cowboys are going to win this football game. So they tried to go for it for pride, but it really wouldn't have mattered. This one, it was already determined.
No doubt about it. This one was over a while ago.
Well, Prescott here to throw. He's going to air it out for Dorsett. A swing pass caught. It's a big play for the Cowboys on 3rd. 59 yards.
And they just had another big completion there, and I think in days gone by in the NFL, you might have asked, is this a little bit of overkill? Is this rubbing it in? I don't think people feel the same way nowadays.
It's the age-old argument. Then you could say on the other side, if you're going to get angry about it, stop it, right?
Go ahead and stop me. And I think a lot of the times they just look at it like, let's just play the game. And however it turns out, it turns out.
Now Elliott, and he'll get in. Touchdown, Cowboys. Ezekiel Elliott, his 3rd touchdown of the season, all coming in this game. And the Cowboys will extend their lead.
Things are rocking easy here in the 4th quarter. They've got to feel pretty good about this one. Actually, they've got to feel excellent. Tough loss in the opener. No way they wanted to go 0-2.
I don't want to read too much into it, but psychologically, is there something much bigger about 0-2 than 0-1?
Oh, without a doubt, and here's the biggest one. Guys like you and me, all the media, are going to talk about, well, you know how hard it is to make the playoffs when you start 0-2, and that starts to work its way through a team.
And now they're working towards 1-1. Elsewhere, a fourth-quarter score now from Tampa. And it was the Panthers that wound up winning that one. A win would be their second on the young season. A look at Washington as they come onto the field. They're down big here late. I don't know. You just one last drive here for pride?
Some people like to do that. I remember playing for a guy once. We were down huge, and someone said, "Coach, what do you want to call?" He just waved a hand like...
And the Cowboys' pressure gets there this time for the sack. And before this second down play, we'll get a whistle, a signal, and a timeout as they get it with 26 seconds to go in the football game. Now a second down throw for Cousins. And his throw here is incomplete. Jordan Reed was the intended target, and it's third down. But not to get too overcritical there because he knows what he's doing, but his shoulders looked a little off kilter there when he threw that.
I don't think you're being overly critical there. You're just analyzing it, and he gets those shoulders right. That pass will go from incomplete to complete.
Cousins from the gun on third. And he's got Snead. The 40, 30, and all the way down to the 22-yard line. The Redskins going to go ahead and use their final timeout as they'll stop the clock with 12 seconds to go in the football game. They go play action here on first down. Nowhere to turn this time, and he goes down. Sacked back at the 29. David Irving getting him once again, his third sack of the afternoon. Well, Charles, it's great to win at home in the NFL. When you win on the road, it's a little extra special, isn't it?
It is because, let's face it, in most cases, you're not expected to go on the road and win in the National Football League. It just doesn't usually compute. So to get out there, get that done, and then head back to your city with one in the victory column, oh, that's a fantastic feeling.
So for the Cowboys, it was a great all-around performance as they come out of this one with the victory. And they'll have another road date next week with the New York Giants. Meanwhile, for the Redskins, they'll drop to 0-2. And they'll look to get back in the winning column next week as they head to Philly to face off with the Eagles. So that'll do it for my partner, Charles Davis, and the best darn crew in the industry. I'm Brandon Gaudin. This has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. With that, we sign off from Landover.